So this is a graph that's put out daily by Jackie Pomeroy for the Bali COVID-19 update, which you can find for yourself on Facebook. And as you can see, Bali has had a spike in new positive COVID cases, breaking its all-time record 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days in a row. And on this day here, which was the 5th of September, I believe, or the 4th maybe, close to 200 new positive cases. So what's going on in Bali?
Mr. Steve! Mr. Steve!
So let's start off the video by having a look at a snapshot of how the COVID situation was in Bali on the day they reopened the borders, 31st of July, to domestic tourists from all the other islands in Indonesia, and obviously mostly coming from Java. As you can see here, the active cases on July the 31st was 3,407. The recoveries, 2,876. And you can see the merging of these two lines together, getting closer and closer, is the sign you're looking for, because that then equates here to active cases dropping, getting lower and lower and lower. This is just a 2-week snapshot. So you can see there were 781 active cases on the 18th of July. By the end of July, that had dropped to 483. But you can see that's the direction that you want that to go. The death rate down here was pretty static, 48, and at the start of that 2 weeks, 36. So 12 deaths in that 2-week period, roughly one a day. But the lines were starting to merge, which is what you're looking for. Now we'll go and have a look at where we sit now. So what's happening in Bali with the COVID-19? This graph here just shows you a snapshot of the last 2 weeks of new positive cases. As you can see, the cumulative number up here so far is 6,071. 2 weeks ago, it was only 4,576, which means a total of 1,495 new cases of COVID-19 in just under the last 2 weeks. Call that 1,500. That's incredible. And if we take a look at the deaths in the last 2 weeks in Bali, this is also quite a dramatic increase. You can see now pushing 198 deaths as of the 5th of September, yesterday. And less than 2 weeks, 13 days ago, it was only 53. That's 45 new deaths just in the last 13 days, 2 weeks. So it's not looking good whatsoever. So if we combine those graphs together, you can see this line here is the new positive cases. We're up to 6,071. This is the recoveries, 4,927. And this is now the active cases, 1,046. 2 weeks ago, that was only 516. And before they opened the borders, it was under 400. So you can see this gap here is widening. And that's not the good sign that we're looking for, because it means there are far more active cases on the island, putting pressure on the hospitals. And as we've heard in the news recently, or you may not have, but some of the hospitals have had to shut down temporarily and be completely disinfected, because medical workers, doctors, nurses have been contracting the disease as well. Not a great sign. So pretty much as predicted, once the Balinese governor opened the borders to domestic tourism on July the 31st, it took a few weeks, as all the experts were saying. It would take 3 to 4 weeks before the signs would be shown in positive cases, has all proved to be correct. And now, for the sake of a few domestic tourists that hardly make a blip on the map in terms of hotel accommodation, we're talking 2,000 or 3,000 visitors a weekend, and with 300,000 plus hotel rooms, that's not even going to make a little dent on the occupancy rates for that. So for the sake of a little bit of revenue and economy, the lives are being put at risk for the people of Bali. And even though they were getting the COVID under control prior to opening the borders, it's definitely gone AWOL, and big time. So not great news, I'm afraid. Things aren't looking good in our beloved Bali. So this is Mr. Steve with the latest Bali news update. I'll catch up with you soon.